Hey there, thank you for tuning in. I'm stoked to finally be back with a new video to share. It's been a busy couple of months here at the property. Rather than telling you what I've been up to, I'm going to show you with some footage. I'll catch you on the other side and share what I have been learning through my experiences and what's coming up next. This is the rebar that's going at the bottom of the retaining walls, and then we've got the pillars that are getting filled with cement to make everything nice and solid. I think we're going to have the retaining walls and the foundation poured by the end of this week, so at the end of the day, it'll have only taken 2 weeks to get a good start on things. So that was just a few weeks of footage from the last few months. I'm breaking things down so that I can share with you bit by bit as I go and what I'm learning along the way. So jumping right in, building in Mexico, the first thing you're going to need is your builder. Most people would tell you to shop around, get your best price, get your best timeline, and move forward with that person. I did not do that. I chose to work with a gentleman that I've worked with before on much smaller projects. He installed the septic system at my property, as well as the power pole, and helped me put up the fence here. Through those little projects, I was able to establish trust with him and confidence. And so when it came time to start the house, it was a no-brainer that I would work with him. Most people would also tell you to get a quote on what the house is going to cost up front. I did not do that, because if he had quoted me $40,000 and I only have 20, what would I have done? Basically, I have found in my life, it might sound irresponsible, but it's the way that I work. I've gone into the biggest projects in my life half blind, and then I get into the middle of the project and then I just handle it from there. I think it's a Tony Robbins quote that is, if you want to take the island, burn the boats. And that's kind of my approach. So the house was going to get built no matter what. I just wanted to get it started and get as far as I could with the money that I have. If I ran out of money, I could be buying windows and doors at Home Depot. I could, call on friends and just make it happen. But I basically didn't want to have a number put in my face that was going to scare me or intimidate me and stop me from doing what I wanted to do. What I have had, as I'm sounding a bit irresponsible, I'm going to redeem myself with this pile of paperwork to say this pile of paperwork tells me that I can accomplish what I'm trying to accomplish for the price that I am wanting to accomplish it for. So this pile of paperwork is a stack of weekly invoices. Javier gives me these copies of receipts and invoices from all the shops where he purchases all our supplies and materials, and each week adds up to roughly $1,000, and we're 10 weeks in, And so I'm at the halfway mark, and I can see we're at the halfway mark with the house. So we are on course. And the cost of labor, he also shared with me up front, of course. So I could do the math on that as well and see that I could manage it. The cost of labor here, what he offered me, I didn't negotiate it at all, was 3,000 pesos per week for the strong laborer. He's a really strong guy, does a lot of the heavy lifting and cement mixing and whatnot. And then 4,500 for the experienced and knowledgeable worker. And then the foreman himself is 3,500 per week. And for that, he is out buying me everything that I need. He is responsible and accountable for everything. He supplies any machines or equipment that we need, the cement mixer and scaffolding and things like that. And he just basically is the nucleus that everything is revolving around, that just makes things happen. And so for 11,000 pesos for all three of them, that's 550 US, more or less, plus the materials each week that run about 400 to 500. We're looking at roughly 1,000 per week. Also in the department of doing things in an unusual manner, I am participating in the build. I am actually laying cinder blocks. I am mixing cement. I'm cleaning up out there. I keep looking up when I talk about the house, and maybe the workers as well, because I can see the house from where I'm sitting, and they're up there working right now. So participating in the build, it's helping with cost a bit. I would say I'm saving hundreds of dollars, not thousands, but I also have the satisfaction of being part of the project. When I sit in that house in the future, I will be able to look around and know that I laid those cinder blocks and I didn't, sit back with my feet up while other people did the hard work in the hottest months of the year, which is when we built the house. August and September in Mexico is a crazy time. But anyway, I think it helped the workers' morale, and I had friends here as well who helped out, and in exchange for their help, they'll be able to stay on the property in the future when they want for free. And also being on site every day, even if you don't want to participate in the actual build, I would highly recommend being on site at least every other day, if not every day if you can, because what looks good on paper, on your blueprint, might not look like you imagine it to look when it's 3D and you're standing inside the house. So being on site, I've really appreciated being able to make changes along the way. We've changed the location of the front door. That made a huge difference with things. And we've changed the height of windows as well as the size of the kitchen window. So these are things that you would never know you wanted to do if you are building, if you're up in the States or Canada and having people building for you down here in Mexico. And yeah, I'd highly recommend it. It's just great to be part of it. And you also that way know that things are being done to a quality that you're comfortable with. So last thing about the workers, they are Spanish speaking only, as is my foreman. And that also keeps costs down. If your foreman is bilingual or primarily English speaking, I guarantee you will pay a premium for that. And so my Spanish is about 50%, and I get by just fine with the guys. You can derive a lot from context, and we're learning a lot from each other. I'm teaching them English, they're teaching me Spanish, and it's really mutually beneficial, and we have a good time. We haven't had any problems with the language barrier except for one miscommunication, which resulted in a pile of dirt being delivered to the property that I didn't ask for. But other than that, no problems at all. So I would recommend, whether you're coming down to build or you're just coming down to visit, to learn the bare essentials so that you can introduce yourself to a local person and have just a minimal amount of conversation to enjoy that sense of connectivity with them. Also participating in the build, I'm doing it because I can, because I love the freedom that we have in Mexico, And I know that if I wanted to build a house in Canada, I wouldn't be able to hire a contractor and then say, by the way, I'm going to be in the middle of the build and I'm going to nail up some 2x4s. Wouldn't happen, but here it can. And so I'm taking advantage of that because I'm learning, and I'm quite sure we will in time build another house on my property. And when that time comes, I'm going to know a fair bit about what we need to do. And so that's just to my benefit. It's always fun to learn and do new things, even when they're hard, which that was. So lots of footage on the walls going up and the house being built and what that all entails in the future. For now, is that everything? I think that's about it. Yeah, if you have any questions, please put them in the comments below. I hope that you enjoyed this video and it gave you some food for thought if you're thinking about coming to Mexico and building. And I want to say also, this is ultimately a full health and wellness channel. I haven't been able to film yoga videos the way I've wanted because my camper is just too small, and outside there's too many elements that make it difficult. The wind and the sun and things moving around, and there's been a mess from construction for a few months now. So as soon as that house is built and I can have a place that I can control inside the house, yoga videos will be right around the corner. I hope you'll stay tuned for those. So thanks for watching this video, and I will see you again on the next one.